Impressive price action coming out of this asset today as it rallies up to our higher resistance levels. With the broader markets in a potential repair, price action can rise in sympathy, meeting higher targets and higher potentials of establishing higher supports. Let's pop open the charts for a bear and bull thesis. Welcome back to the channel on this Tuesday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol COSM. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol CO. Wow, got muted there, right? And what you're observing here for COSM on the weekly chart is a consolidation phase, right? We're still lingering around that dollar mark. In fact, today we actually broke a prior low. So we ended up touching down to that 98-cent zone. But upon grabbing that 98-cent zone, we blew up to like 111, I think. Let me see the top side. Yeah, so today's top side looks like it came in. Let's see, we're going to observe the OHLC, the open high low close up here, right? So that's a high of 110. And our resistance level, the focus zone, was 110 as well, right? So very, very impressive times here, right? So we had a total upside resistance level of 108 to 111 with a focus at 110. So that's exactly what we got today, team. And it looks like price action in the after hours in the post market, it's sitting at about 104 right now. So still upside of the dollar mark, right, team? So let's move on to the next chart here to see what the potentials could be. Now, I will say that we did speculate in the bottom side of 98.85, right? Because that's where we had the one spot 618. So I imagine that that's why price action bounced from that bottom side of 98, right? So it's, it's just to kind of put it out there that way that we were expecting this potential downside, right? So now what I want to do here is move on to the next chart to find a bear thesis or a bull thesis given the current market conditions, right? Because today, as you know, or as you may not know, right? But we did get a pretty bullish CPI read. The inflation report today came in with a 3.2% CPI, and that is an absolute magnificent beat compared to the 3.5 or 3.6 expectations, right? So yeah, it's a huge volatility component, and it is also a huge catalyst for an upside continuation when it comes to the broader markets, right? So, I mean, a lot of the times anything really can introduce, higher market price action when we do have some catalysts of that nature coming in. Of course, we have to be apprehensive, and of course, we have to practice some discretion here because, broader markets are completely overbought and very, very frothy. There could be a pullback in the immediate short term, which could introduce downside here for COSM back to that area of about $1 to 98 cents before another bounce. So we shall see, though. Okay, so let's, you know what? I think I actually do see a reason why price action may consider a downside, right? And that would be in the hourly time frame. So first of all, the thing is that I'm not sure if it's going to invalidate or validate, right? So let's just speculate on that for now. Just per our discretion here between you and I, right? We're noticing here kind of a lopsided head and shoulders formation, right? And so we have the shoulder here, head and right hand shoulder right down there, right? So if we were to imply that a downside is imminent here, then we potentially could observe something like that, right? So this could be the neckline right here, right? So usually what happens is that you take a trend line from the top side of the head all the way down to the neckline, and then this would give you a price objective. Of course, it's a bearish price objective. We're practicing here bearish formation, right? So that would introduce a price of about 86.46, right? So I'm not saying that we're going there. I'm just saying that that could happen based on a silly formation, right? So it really depends on sentiment, though. It depends on the fact that if enough retail believes in this in this formation, then yeah, there could be a downside to be looked at right here, right? But what I can say is that historically speaking, it feels like it has done something like this before, and it looks like right over here as well, right? So this is a very similar type of formation, and it could introduce a further downside, right? So this is how you would measure it, right? You see the head, you see the shoulder, and you see the other shoulder too, right? I trust that you see it just like you would these right here, right? But, just to, I guess, just to be completely transparent here, we can just go ahead and attach them for our visibility, right? So it could serve something like this, right? And it's also in that same slant. So the downside here, let's see what it suggested. So it looks like it suggested a bottom side of about, let's see, let me adjust it to the center of the shoulder here, which could be right about here, right? Between this area here and this area here. Okay, yeah, so that suggested a bottom side of about 124. And if I draw a trend line there at that 124 mark, I would like for you to notice how accurate that was, right? So that, price action did come down to those levels there, and it used it as a support area and over and over and over, and then used it as resistance before it failed it, right? And now it looks like we may be building another one. So again, it really depends. This is only this is only one prior iteration. I can see others too, actually, like this one here, right? This is another head and shoulders there. Looks like there's another one right here, and a macro one here, but that came short of its target. This target would have been, this one here would have been down here at about 268, so it did not fulfill all the way. I don't see, let's see. Yeah, this is another one right over here, and this one did fulfill its bottom side, right? But yeah, so it's a hit or miss with these types of formations, right? Because they are just psychological components applied to the trade, right? So we have to kind of, heed with, we have to heed caution here, right? So yeah, if there is an upside to be observed here, then I can see a potential rejection at about 108 again, right? So that would be the linear regression band right at the center band before a rejection and another drop to the downside. But again, team, please remember that we are facing a critical support of $1. And there's really no guarantee. There's really no guarantee that it'll hold it or it'll fail it, right? So it's just going to be a massive gamble at this point. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here and see what else we have, right? So yeah, this is the daily time frame. Stochastic momentum suggesting a downside continuation here. We kind of already are expecting that overall anyway. Okay, so now observing the RSI, 30-minute immediate short-term time frame is in a zone to where, yes, it looks like resistance, but to be honest with you, it looks like price action can actually succeed the upside of the SMA 14, the upside of it, right? Because we're in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, right? So that can give us that shot to succeed the upside of the SMA 14 and resist from the opposing side's gravitational zone. We shall see. Same situation here with the, what is this? The bi-hourly time frame, same situation, right? This is actually already crossing upside of the SMA 14, suggesting a continuation to that upside. So this would cascade, bi-hourly would cascade into the 4-hour, and the 4-hour is showing that resistance. So this resistance here is the 108 that I'm speaking of. There is a chance that we can get up to that 108, maybe 110, resist again, and come back down to test that 98 to dollar mark. And the reason I can say that is because you can see here that we're actually resisting. We can resist again right here, and the downside is favorable on the 8-hour time frame, which, the 4-hour would cascade into, right? So another little juicy piece of information here is that, yes, we could face a downside and support from that 98 to $1, and following up to the 12-hour time frame, price action is still kind of on an uptrend here, which would essentially say that this could bounce from the 98 to the dollar zone. So in other words, I'm going to go ahead and just draw it, right? So we could in the next maybe 2 or 3 days, who knows, right? We could slightly, we can come up slightly to the upside, resist right from that 108 to 110. Let's just say 110, right? And then price action would reject from here. We would come back down and test the 98-cent zone and the $1 zone, right? Before facing a continuation to the upside, of which then we would start to test that mark again, right? The 108 to $1 zone before continuing on to the upside. This is what could happen and what may actually be at play here. So a little bit of consolidation still, and I guess I would be saying that price action could be I don't want to say trapped, right? But I could say that it could be in this zone in here, right? So we'll figure it out though. We'll see how it reacts in the coming days. So yeah, but other than that, I do see that the immediate short terms or the shorter term momentum would have to be the naysayers or the reason why price action would rally to the upside. We really need these immediate short terms to give us that bias for at least for the 3-day and the 5-day to start giving us some I guess a bias for an upside, right? It's just the 5-day time frame is at a support right now, and that could bounce to the upside. That's a very good signal, by the way. So I want us to just proceed with caution here. All right, team. And please do remember that I actually am opening enrollment yet again for another 30 seats, as they are absolutely taken for the track 3 master students. This is a 16-week mentorship, right? So please go ahead and contact me at arcmasterscourse@gmail.com, and we shall get you the disclaimer, the syllabus, and the entire plan pertinent to this course. It's a complete charting course and 16-week mentorship. I am starting the 3rd class already, right? So this marks off 90 just a little over 90 students, around 95 now. And I'm opening enrollment for the next 30 again, right? Because they are filling up very fast, and I'm still getting emails saying, ARCa, please, consider opening one a little bit later, right? So we could open it up in a couple weeks, maybe a few weeks, and get it rolling in tandem or alongside track 3 students. So track 4 students, we can go ahead and start enrolling them in. Okay, team? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. Yeah.